Whoop, whoop. Too many musics. Welcome in, Dagger with the W. My chat is disabled. What? It's what? See. What if I go in here and like go into something? Maybe it'll stop making noise. Maybe. Pop out. Trying to get my YouTube chat sorted. Refresh, maybe? This is no bueno. This is no bueno. Docs. It's... Why is everything broken today? So I went to sleep and I got up this morning and everything has been broken. Nothing's working right. Nothing is working right this morning. I don't know. Let's try this. Okay. Well, I can type in chat. That's good. Why can't I see in chat? Why? Docs. How about custom? You can't see in chat either. Hey, now I can see. Am I gonna have to redo the URL chat every day? Definitely type in chat. I can type O in chat with the best of them though. Night, did you get your flight sim to work? Uninstalled it after blue screen me twice? Boo. Well, I would try again. I would try again. So last night, they had switched everything over so that there was a queue, and you had to wait in a queue in order to get in, and I was a little pissed off about that. So I sat in the queue for 90 minutes doing other things, and it finally loaded. So it finally loaded, and then once it loaded, I was able to play, and everything was fine. Now, I say was able to play as a new pilot and somebody who doesn't have good... First off, I'm using keyboard and mouse, and second off, I'm not... I don't know. You know? Don't know what I don't know. It was very difficult, but I was able to play, and it was nice. And I played a couple hours, and then went to bed. And then this morning I came in and fired it up thinking I was going to have to wait in the queue again. And it loads in about 4 minutes. So load straight through and everything's fine. I then went in and tried to make some adjustments to my key bindings and ended up errantly deleting all of the keyboard controls for the primary flight controls. And I could not I tried and tried, searched all over the internet, could not find anything to get the uh, keyboard controls to go back to default. So I ended up uninstalling the game and reinstalling this morning, and it loaded right up. Very much on the X-Plane side of the fence. Well, it wasn't a purchase for you. You were on Game Pass anyway, right? Maybe. Fred, you love the F-18 in this VR? In VR? You'd 100% refunded it if you had bought it, though? I was close. Even after playing last night, I was like, okay, wait a minute. I paid $70 for the base version of this game out of my own damn money to have it load for 2 hours yesterday morning, and then it was unplayable. And then in the evening, I go back to try it, and I have to sit in a queue 90 minutes before it actually opens the game. I was beyond pissed off about it. And thus far, I will say, now that I've gotten in it, I'm really curious to. I want to solve the challenge of being able to use it. Oh, they had a loading queue. You couldn't load the game last night. I was watching some streamers that were in it. They were doing the same thing. Basically, they completely fucked the launch yesterday. And so there was no pre-download for the game. You could pre-buy, but you couldn't pre-download. And from what I gather, they had like 24,000 people that were trying to download this massive game from their servers right out of the box yesterday morning. So that's why we were all was all fucked. Took 2 hours to load it. When it finally loaded, because of the way they've done this game is, they're holding a lot of the assets on server side. So you have to then stream the game. Basically, you're streaming the game in, and they didn't have it set up right. So you would sit there and wait for things to come in, and it was just broken. So out of frustration, I quit messing with it. And then yesterday evening, their solution to all that was to set up a queue and meter how many people could play. And like I said, I waited 90 minutes before I got in. Strongly argue that the decision to stream all content is 100% the wrong decision. Load on demand scenery outside of 1 to 2 starting areas, sure, but also give me an option to just pre-download the scenery. I agree. Having a queue to even play as a single player game? Yes. That was my frustration last night. Like I said, fortunately, that queue does not appear to be there today. I got up this morning and came in and fired the game up thinking it was going to sit in the queue, and maybe I would have it ready to go by the time stream came around. And it immediately loaded up. I'd say immediately. It took like 4 minutes to load the game, which I look at it from the aspect of like farm sim. You're loading up a sim game that has a bunch of stuff in it. It's going to take some time to load it up. I get that. So 4 minutes to load it up. That's fine. I can deal with that. And then, like I said, I uninstalled. That was at 6 o'clock, 6:10 my time this morning, and had it back downloaded and reinstalled by about 6:40. So the download was slow, but it wasn't as slow as yesterday. So anyway, Let's see how bad this is. So I went through all of the training stuff and got to the point where I can fly my first solo flight. Okay. And I'm just really, really bad at it. It's keyboard and mouse. We need to go into the settings and turn their music off. I want to listen to my music. What is she saying? Music.
Your goal is to complete Sedona's left-hand traffic pattern on your own. Remember everything we covered in our previous sessions, and you'll be just fine. Good luck. See you on the other side.
Okay. We'll see how bad this is. We'll see how bad this is. Night, how is the stream on Twitch? Is everything look okay? Because it appears to me from my side of things that OBS is being an absolute pig. Like 36 FPS. And looking at Task Manager, it is strictly OBS is a problem. It's eating my GPU. Looks fine at the moment. All right. We'll see what we do. What if I pick out the preview so it has one less thing to load? That doesn't change it. All right. Let's just crash. This will be great. Twitch says 60 FPS to me. Hard to say at this view what it looks like. Yeah. Let's just give her a go. I'm clicking on things. I have no... Settings. Controls. It reset the controls again. This is why I uninstalled the game and brought it back. My flight control surfaces have no keybinds, and there is nowhere to go to reset to default. I made one adjustment, and then I clicked on a wrong button, and they're all fucking gone. profile on the left. Okay. This wasn't here before. There we go. All right. Let's try. Hey, we have stuff. Well, you get to watch me crash anyway. It'll be great.
I've been a frickin' evil doctor for 30 frickin' years, okay?
I know, right? I just touched the, I mean, just barely tapped the rudder. Not the rudder, the, just pull up. I can't steer.
You need to stay in the pattern for the
Fuck
sake
you,
of the
lady.
exercise. Good luck. See you on the other side.
So this is the reason why I did this. I went in and tried to change everything over so that I could use the mouse as my yoke. And because if I touch anything on the keyboard, it just goes straight over. I'm pushing nose down, trying to recover. There we go, a little bit. I'm going left. I'm going right. It's like it doesn't respond, and then it responds all at once. I'm hitting buttons and nothing happens. Pushing the nose down. I'm turning left. Okay. So we're not dying. That's good. No. All right, nice and easy here. Way too fast. Way too high. Come on, baby. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Son of a bitch! Oh, you can't wave off. You have to land it.
Don't sink, 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 don't sink,
I'm
don't sink. Stall, 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 don't sink, don't sink, don't sink, don't
yeah, and then once I'm out of whack, then I can't recover it. What the fuck? So hard to learn something like this, you know? There's no forgiveness at all. Yeah, this is the solo flight training.
Don't sink, 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 don't sink.
I'm like holding the space bar and nothing's happening. Yeah, this is Sedona.
I think a bit more practice may be a good idea.
Yeah, I think you could
You're on your
suck
way
a
to
dick,
becoming
lady.
one hell of a pilot.
So I've landed it, I think that's the third time that I've landed it. Most of the time I crash. So I feel like I just need to keep doing it until I get better at it. Which sucks. Yeah, this is Sedona, Arizona, and it's what they give you for their training. Any pointers? I'll take them. Landing is hard already. Landing at an airport at elevation 4,800 is really hard. Well, all I can do is keep trying. Get better. Density, altitude affects aircraft performance, has a much bigger impact on light aircraft.
It's time. Your first solo flight. I'll be watching from the ground, in radio contact if you need me, but something tells me you won't. Your goal is to complete Sedona's left-hand traffic pattern on your own. Remember everything we covered in our previous sessions, and you'll be just fine. Good luck. See you on the other side.
Is walking you through things that are typically done about after 15 hours of ground school plus studying and around 15-20 hours of flight time with an instructor. Fair enough. Don't know how the assists work with MS Flight Sim, but there is a lot going on even for the simple traffic pattern. Yeah, so there's 3 different assists that are turned on currently. Rudder, yoke, and trim. And I tried turning them off this morning. That didn't go very well. That didn't go very well at all. I think I'm doing better already, though. Extend flap 10 degrees. Already did that. A little fast. Okay. I will say, I really wish I had some sort of controller. Maintain 75. I'm way fast. Stop, please. I'm holding buttons. Nothing's happening. This is horseshit. How much do I have to hold on the fucking throttle down to get it to throttle down? And now they've got me at 1,000 RPMs this far out. I'm going to be way short. You should try it, Storm. You should try it.
Don't sink, 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 don't
Yeah, I had the brakes. I had my thumb on the space bar and I had my index finger on the turn the throttle down and nothing was happening.
don't sink, 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 don't sink.
Sixty knots on the ground with 1,000 runway left should have been no problem. Yeah, I was
You can do
holding both
better.
down and nothing was happening.
You're on your way to becoming one hell of a pilot.
So the takeoff of a crosswind leg was great. Downwind leg, they didn't like. Base leg was bad. Final approach and landing, the first one sucked. Fast because I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. It told me to only do 10 degrees flaps. I was just doing what it told me to do in the checklist. Unless I missed it. One more shot. Why not?
It's time. Your first solo flight. I'll be watching from the ground, in radio contact if you need me. but
Unit flaps is
something
20
tells
is
me you
stable
won't.
just before the base to final turn or
Your
just
goal
after it.
is to complete Sedona's left-hand traffic pattern on your own.
Okay. Well, I'll try that.
Remember everything we covered in our previous sessions, and you'll be just fine. Good luck. See you on the other side.
Don't touch the rudder. I have to touch the rudder in order to be able to steer straight down the runway, but if I touch the rudder, then it slings me across the runway. What do you do with this? Weird that rudder assist doesn't account for left turning tendencies automatically. $5,700. Turning the left runway is a normal thing. It has to be handled in the real world. I expect rudder assist to deal with that part, though. And if it's doing it, then I'm unaware. Reach 6,000. We're supposed to maintain 80, I think. There's that. Let's slow down a little bit. Extend flaps 10 degrees. We're good. Reach the end of the down leg. Maintain 80 knots. Fast. I'm a little late on my turns, I think. I should be. So you're saying go 20 degrees on the flaps? Maintain 75. Let's hit another 10 degrees of flaps. Morning, Code. Have you bullied anyone by crashing into their house yet? Not yet. 65 knots. I'm so fast. Blup, 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 blup. Come on now. It doesn't need to be on the runway, does it? Fuck me. Yeah, I love flying Elite Dangerous. I agree. Haven't flown ED, but sim flying is a lot different than game flying. Yeah, ED's more simplistic. I hate this song. All right, one more go.
It's time. Your first solo flight. I'll be watching from the ground, in radio contact if you need me, but something tells me you won't. Your goal is to complete Sedona's
Need a reason to use my
left-hand
HOTAS?
pattern on your own.
It's collecting dust.
Remember everything we covered in our previous
I don't
session,
have one.
and you'll be just fine.
I'm a keyboard and mouse
Good luck.
warrior.
See you on the other side.
Late turn. I'm busy sawing on controls. Okay. Potentially relevant too. Been flying sims off and on for a long time, but also have 16 hours logged real world plus some other real world flying around.
Exclamation mark
Cool.
giver.
Beardless, thank you for the resub. 12-month gift subscription courtesy of Veldak. Carrying on. A little high. Alright, now we can turn. Turn left for the base leg. Probably need to slow down a little bit. I think I'm using way too much throttle. Build some more flaps. Maintain 75 knots, and we'll slow down in a minute. Nice and easy, baby. Brakes are on. I'm holding the brakes. Please stop. I'm actually in the center of the runway, too. My first complete flight without a crash.
Maybe a good idea. You're on your way to becoming one hell of a pilot.
Yay! I stayed in the pattern and I didn't crash. 12% on the base leg? Fuck you. I did better than that. You're awesome, Ted. I did better than that. All right. VFR navigation. What you want to bet? This will be interesting. Visual references to key, the VFR flights. We're using Sedona Airport's runway as our first reference. Remember, a good departure is key to a good navigation. All right. Tell me what to do.
Today we are going to leave our familiar airport of Sedona and venture south to reach Flagstaff Airport. To guide us, we will rely on the navlog. It references the different legs to complete to reach our final destination.
Okay.
Our first first goal is to fly over the runway center at 6,500 feet with a heading of 42 degrees. By doing so, we will be perfectly set up to engage with the first leg of the navlog.
Sammy.
After takeoff, we will continue crosswind as if we were following the standard traffic pattern. However, we won't turn downwind. Instead, we will continue climbing to 6,500 feet before turning on course toward the runway center. Okay.
Mini.
You can take off whenever you are ready.
Mini nerd. So I don't understand the nav log here. So the waypoints. She said we're gonna go. Okay, whatever. That means you're learning? Did Spirit go bankrupt? I don't know if they went bankrupt or not. All right. Let's just go, huh? Do I have to get... Do I have to... Any crash you can walk away from is a good one. That's what they say. Saw the story about Spirit going bankrupt.
And we have liftoff. Good. Your target altitude is 6,500 feet. That's 500 feet above the traffic pattern, as we don't want to interfere with incoming aircraft.
Can I close this? I want this to go away. Well, that worked. And she said that target is 500 feet above the traffic pattern. I'm not convinced that 500 feet is enough for me to not interfere with them. I'm just saying. Just saying. Now, I've restarted, update graphics drivers, and hope Victoria will stop crashing for me.
As you climb, turn left so you stay in the vicinity of the airport.
It said turn left. Minimum 500 feet is enough for crossing on departure.
Great.
Not for me.
To ensure accurate navigation, you want an accurate starting point. And what's more accurate than the runway you just departed from?
Okay.
Go ahead and position position your plane above the airport.
You say that. I don't know where it's at. Up. Up. I did not push that hard. I'm pushing the other way. I'm pushing the other way.
Maintain 6,500 feet.
Yeah. I'm...
Nice. That's it for navigation departure. Well done.
Well, I don't even know what I did. See, I felt like that was garbage, and they gave me a B. Joy's a keyboard flying, I'm telling you what. I'm telling you what.
We're currently at 6,500 feet, about 30 seconds flight time to Sedona Airport. As we make our way toward the runway center, let's talk more about navigation. When you need to set and maintain a heading, you'll want to rely on your heading indicator. Compasses are prone to errors, especially during turns, or while accelerating or decelerating. Okay, we're in position over the runway center. Next step is to validate the time. That's a fancy way of saying, start your stopwatch. On the navlog, you can see our next waypoint, Munds Park, is at a 42-degree heading, about 5 minutes away. That means we need to be on a 42-degree heading. Check your heading indicator and make your turn. Good. Maintain a 42-degree heading. As you approach Munds Park, the terrain level rises. To maintain a safe altitude, we'd better climb to 8,000 feet. Make sure you keep the same heading. Maintain full power during your climb. Navigation is basically flying a given heading for a given amount of time. Sometimes you deviate. But if you track the time flown from your last known position, you'll always have at least a range for your current position.
I guess we're gonna die. That's, I mean, it's a certainty for all of us.
Okay, now get back to cruise attitude. Let the speed increase, then set cruise power at 2,300 RPM. Do you see the green patch with a lake on its right? This is Munns Park Golf Club. We're almost there.
I don't see anything. All I
Let's
see is the
proceed over it
dash.
and check if the stopwatch matches the navlog estimation.
I don't remember how to check outside.
We all know speed can increase.
I'm off my flight line. There's the green patch. Okay. Resume.
Or decrease depending on the wind. That's why at your next waypoint you'll want to compare your estimated time and route with the actual time flown. Validate your estimate and your progress.
I don't understand what she means by that. Fuchsia says, man who flies by keyboard is like dog with no legs. Very hard to control. This is accurate.
Well done. But there's room for improvement. Navigation to Munns Park is in the books.
Okay. I don't understand what she meant by comparing my estimate to whatever. You guys like the new icons of Factorio? I think they're way too cartoonish. You talking about the icons in the toolbar? I thought the icons in the toolbar were fine. Yeah. Red and green wire. I liked the old ones fine. Using landmarks or distinctive geographical features is a great way of orienting yourself while flying VFR. Airports, roads, and rivers are commonly used to confirm one's position while en route to navigation. En route in a navigation. Start this tutorial where we left off, above Munns Park Golf Course. Okay. Made them bigger so us old folks can see them. I can appreciate what they did with the red and green, but I feel like they missed the boat on the copper wire that's there. Just say it. Alright.
Alright, we're currently at 8,000 feet, approximately 30 seconds out from Munns Park Golf Club. While we fly over it, let's talk about landmark navigation. One of the easier methods of navigation involves following identifiable landmarks, like highways. And it just so happens we have one below us.
Yasurka.
You see the highway on your left?
I'll be back.
Yes, I see the highway.
That highway leads all the way to Flagstaff.
Okay.
Let's follow it and we should reach Flagstaff Airport in 6 to 7 minutes.
Oh, wow. Maintain 8,000 and I'm already dropping like crazy.
To make sure we don't miss it, reset your stopwatch here and start again.
I don't understand why it's suddenly
Flagstaff Airport's altitude is around 7,000 feet. Unlike in Sedona, the traffic pattern altitude there is standard. This means its altitude is 1,000 feet above the airport, which works out to 8,000 feet. We need to fly over the airport before entering the traffic pattern. Since we don't want to interfere with other aircraft already in the traffic pattern, let's fly at least 500 feet above pattern altitude. So, let's climb to 8,500 feet on the way. Keep it at full power while you're climbing.
Problem is I'm still hitting E and looking for wire in my inventory. Old habits die hard. Yes. I have a major problem with that. It's getting better.
Perfect. Maintain 8,500 feet until we reach the airport. Set RPM at 2,300.
Did you invest in a full flight sim setup? No. I'm keyboard and mouse all the way right now. What changed from yesterday? Less folks on the servers, or did they update the software for flight sim? The software
To the left.
has not been updated to my knowledge. I think they've probably given it more resources and yeah.
Correct your heading to the left. Correct your heading to the left.
What the fuck? We need to be higher. I don't know. Are we going the right way? Are we doing the right thing?
There it is, Flagstaff Airport, on the right side of the highway.
Okay.
Excellent landmark navigation.
How do I see over the dash? I feel like a little blue-haired lady trying to look over the dashboard. Probably cutting their profit margin. The stockholders will not be happy. Yeah, I was thinking about this last night. You know, the launch of Microsoft Flight Sim evidently went about the same as it did in 2020. They weren't prepared. They didn't allow pre-downloads. They didn't have enough server bandwidth, and things had long loading times and crashes and all sorts of problems. So evidently it was exactly the way that some of the people that were worried about it being. Some people were worried that it might be that way, and it was exactly that. And my first thought was, what a disappointment. Can you imagine what they're thinking over there? And then I realized, no, there's probably some fuckers in suits that are just like, we made $1 bazillion selling a game overpriced for, I mean, they made all their sales. They don't necessarily care if anybody's dissatisfied. They already made the money. So that's disappointing to think. No, it was done. Be easier if the nav ball showed you GPS navigation, not localizer, if she wants you on course. I'm really, really bad at flying. This is what we now know. Now we got to land at Flagstaff. Can we get an over-under on how many times I'll crash? Change of view position, you can use arrow keys.
Flagstaff Airport is right in front of us, and we're currently at 8,500 feet. That's 500 feet above the standard traffic pattern. It's a good altitude to avoid interfering with aircraft already in the pattern. Proceed above the terrain, making sure you maintain our current altitude.
Yeah, all that does is look around. I need to like look out. And the only way I know to do that is put the thing into a dive so I can look out. Turn it upside down. Sit on a phone book, something. Look underneath the steering wheel. .2020 arrow up, moved you up a bit. Yeah. There was a tutorial for that I went through and did. I don't know.
We're going to land on runway 21, coming from the right to the left. We'll be following a left-hand traffic pattern, as we did in Sedona. Ready? Reduce speed to 80 knots and start a turn to the left toward a 120-degree heading.
Whoa. What the fuck?
As we pass over the runway again, start descending to 8,000 feet, still maintaining 80 knots. You'll enter the pattern in the middle of the downwind leg for runway 21.
Even an inexpensive joystick would help a lot. When I first got X-Plane, I got really frustrated with the keyboard flying. It's been, it's the challenge. Maintain 80. Just slowing down. Okay, so there's my 8,000.
We've got clearance to enter the downwind leg and land on runway 21. Keep your attitude, then follow the standard pattern.
Oh.
Extend 10 degrees of flaps.
Already did.
Complete the traffic pattern until landing, as you learned previously.
Maintain 8,000. I'm way low. How about we just stay here? Is that bad? I don't have enough speed to go up too much. If I get too much speed, then I'm going to be too fast. Damn it! All right, we're gonna do this. There it is. Okay. We got this. We got this. I'm winning. Okay. I know what I was doing wrong before.
But something tells me you can do even better.
I know what I did wrong before. So I wasn't reducing my power before I got on the ground. I was waiting until I got on the ground to reduce. Yeah, I don't understand. Why didn't that play? That should be there. Hang on. It may come around in a minute. Everything's running super slow on my computer right now. Actually, it's not. It's not that. It's OBS. OBS is the problem. When I look in my task manager, OBS is eating my GPU. And the interesting thing is, I set the settings last night so that it would encode the video on my CPU. So I don't understand. Same as it was yesterday. Oh, I found it, Sammy. I found it. Although I can't type anything. Oh my goodness. And I wonder if it is an issue with my live stream on YouTube. Tell you what we're gonna do.